Incredible. Watch what happened when the horse approached the woman. The evening dusk gently settled over the vast fields of Ontario as Victoria and her cousin Sandy drove home, exhausted but content. The filming for their documentary had been long, yet now they enjoyed the peaceful silence of nature, only interrupted by the soft music playing from the car radio. The road was empty, stretching endlessly into the distance, while tall grass swayed in the gentle wind. The setting sun bathed the sky in warm golden and pink hues, creating a moment of pure serenity. But suddenly, Victoria froze. "Did you see that?" Her hands tightened around the steering wheel as she glanced toward the roadside. Not far from the road stood a horse. Its coat shimmered in the golden sunset, and its dark eyes seemed to gaze directly at them. It didn't move, allowing the breeze to flow through its mane while watching the car with an unsettling calmness. Sandy followed Victoria's gaze and smiled. "It's beautiful." Without hesitation, Victoria gently pressed the brakes and pulled over. "Let's stop for a moment," she said, reaching for her phone. She didn't know why, but something about this moment felt special. She rolled down the window, allowing the cool evening air to drift into the car. Then she turned up the radio. Fleetwood Mac's Dreams filled the silent landscape with its smooth, flowing melody. She had no idea that this simple moment was about to trigger something magical. The gentle sounds of Dreams filled the air as Victoria and Sandy stared at the horse, captivated. It remained motionless, ears perked up as if it were listening. The first notes of the melody floated through the evening breeze, blending with the soft rustling of the grass. Then suddenly its ears twitched, its tail flicked slightly, a nearly imperceptible reaction, yet just enough to make the two women pause. And then it happened. The horse slowly lifted one hoof, placed it back down gently, and at that moment, it tilted its head slightly to the side, right in time with the song. Victoria blinked, at first thinking she was imagining things, but Sandy nudged her with her elbow. "Do you see that too?" Her voice was barely more than a whisper. Victoria nodded, feeling her heartbeat quicken. "The horse. It's dancing." A smile flickered across her lips as she reached for the volume knob, turning the music up. The horse immediately reacted. It lifted its hooves a little higher, swayed its head in perfect rhythm, as if it had been waiting for this exact moment its entire life. Sandy burst into laughter, clapping her hands with delight, while Victoria couldn't hold back. She began to sing along, as if the animal could understand her. The magic of the moment surrounded them, an invisible yet undeniable bond between human and animal. Whatever was happening, it was more than just a coincidence. It felt like shared joy, a moment of pure, unfiltered connection. Victoria couldn't resist any longer. She grabbed her phone and started recording the unbelievable scene. The horse kept moving perfectly in sync with the music, as if following its own invisible choreography. Was it just a coincidence? Or could the animal actually feel the rhythm? Whatever it was, it looked like a flawlessly timed dance performance. The setting sun bathed the field in golden light, while Dreams floated through the open air. Victoria held her phone steady, but her breath betrayed her excitement. With every passing second, the horse became more expressive. It lifted its legs playfully, shook its head, and twirled with a grace that rivaled a stage dancer. Sandy couldn't contain herself anymore. She burst into laughter, clapping her hands in sheer delight. "This is unreal," she shouted. Victoria grinned, keeping the camera fixed on the dancing horse, and began to sing along. The scene felt surreal. Two women, a wild horse, and a moment of pure, unfiltered joy, as if they had known each other forever. "No one is going to believe this," Sandy finally exclaimed as Victoria, still giggling, kept filming. They had no idea that they were about to create a viral sensation. That very evening, back home, they uploaded the video, and the response was instant. The views skyrocketed and comments from around the world flooded in. People were mesmerized by this magical moment, a moment so incredible it felt like a scene from a storybook. Victoria and Sandy hadn't just shared a video. They had captured a breathtaking glimpse of how nature communicates in its own mysterious way. The video spread like wildfire. Within days, major media outlets like BuzzFeed picked up the story, and the dancing horse became a global sensation. Thousands of comments flooded in. People from different countries shared their own experiences of animals reacting to music. "I always knew horses could feel music," one person wrote. "This is the most beautiful moment I've ever seen. Pure joy." Another viewer joked, "Fleetwood Mac just got a new fan, and he has 4 legs." Victoria and Sandy couldn't believe it. What had started as a random roadside stop had now turned into a story that touched hearts around the world. As the video went viral, animal behavior experts also began weighing in. Some were convinced that horses might actually have a sense of rhythm, similar to other animals. Others believed it was a playful coincidence, a spontaneous reaction to the energy of the women, or just the novelty of the situation. Horses are highly responsive to body language and vibrations in their environment, explained an animal psychologist in an interview. Maybe this horse simply felt the women's joy and instinctively joined in. Yet even the most skeptical voices had to admit that the moment was extraordinary, so perfectly captured that it looked like a scene from a movie. But for Victoria and Sandy, it was more than just a curious coincidence or a scientific theory. They had lived it. They had felt the connection, not just between them and the horse, but between humans, animals, and music. It was a moment of pure, unfiltered joy. Proof that animals aren't just creatures of instinct, but beings capable of emotion, curiosity, and maybe even a sense of rhythm. They would never forget that day, because it had shown them that magic exists everywhere. You just have to be willing to see it. Every time they rewatched the video, the feeling came rushing back. The laughter, the excitement, the goosebumps, as the horse swayed its head to the music. It reminded them that nature is full of surprises, and sometimes a single song can change everything. Sometimes the most beautiful moments happen when we least expect them. This story proves that animals aren't just creatures of instinct. They feel, react, and amaze us in ways we never imagined. Do you believe animals can truly feel music? Share your thoughts in the comments. Did this story fascinate you? Then leave a like and share this video with your friends, because some moments are too magical to keep to yourself. What do you think? Was it just a coincidence, or real proof that animals have a sense of music? Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss another incredible story. Thanks for watching, and remember, nature is full of wonders,